Let's talk about Meghan and waiting, chomping at the bit, ready to talk about this is the great Kinsey Schofield over in Los Angeles. Hi, Kinsey.
Hi, Kev. Good to see you.
Always a pleasure. Did you see our report just now about polo? You probably
did. That was incredible, and I'm looking forward to seeing what PETA does when Prince Harry's show comes out on Netflix in December.
They'll do something. They'll do something. They're good at stunts. Now, let's talk about... Now, you and I, the other day, we spoke about this amazing story in the Hollywood Reporter. Hollywood Reporter is like the Bible of Los Angeles, of Tinseltown, the showbiz Bible, very respected publication. And it published this report saying that Meghan, the Duchess, they called her Duchess difficult, and the headline was "Why Hollywood Keeps Quitting on Harry and Meghan," and it basically revolved around Meghan, Duchess difficult. It reported that she treated her staff appallingly, hence the massive turnover of staff. She sent emails at 5 a.m, had regular noisy tantrums, teetered around on high heels like a dictator, and belittled employees, reduced grown men to tears. The list went on. Now, that was bad enough, but for some reason, the Hollywood Reporter has has felt that it has to defend itself. So it has.
We know why, Kevin, because Harry and Meghan. They've tried to discredit this report through sources telling the Express that the Sussex's team have had more than enough of these types of articles. It's simply not true. They said everyone is deeply concerned over the timing of the article because it was published just days before Harry's birthday, as if he's the second coming of Jesus Christ. What does it matter? He's a grown man. It was his 40th birthday. But they said there are fears that there could be a disgruntled former member of staff who is putting out mistruths which are designed to make Harry and Meghan look bad, adding the focus for Camp Sussex now is to build on the success of the last year, which I guess their definition of success is not getting fired this year like they did last year from Spotify, and to take that positive momentum forward into 2025 and beyond. Now, what they did is they used the words disgruntled former member of staff to try to discredit this whole article by saying somebody is bitter, one person is bitter. And the Hollywood Reporter has come out and said, actually, we've talked to 12 different people. We've talked to 12 people to build this article, and one of them is currently still on your payroll.
Well, this is it. So I think we can take it, as you quite rightly say, sources close to. This is Meghan trying to discredit this story in the very respectable publication, the reputed publication, the Hollywood Reporter. It's a bit like saying, oh, you know, it's a bit like calling the London Times muckrakers or something. Not true. It isn't that kind of publication. It's a very serious publication. And anyway, as you say, there's been a complaint, or they've complained saying somebody is disgruntled. Well, actually, since they've been in Britain, they're thought to have lost about 20 staff. So the turnover of staff is enormous, and many of them, well, we hear pretty much all of them are disgruntled. In fact, they call themselves the Sussex Survivors Club. That's how disgruntled they are. Anyway, the Hollywood Reporter has been moved to defend itself and gone on to the massive TV show shown all over America, watched by tens of millions of people, Access Hollywood, to say our story is 100% accurate. We stand by it. We spoke to 12 former employees, or 11 and one current employee. Our story is true, and don't you dare say otherwise. In other words, what's happened is they've complained and made this even worse. So everyone in Hollywood now, all the movers and shakers who read the Hollywood Reporter, watch Access Hollywood, they're going to go, this woman, you don't work with her.
Right. And this was the editor-in-chief defending his reporters, having to come out and defend his reporters on a national entertainment show. His name is Mayor Sheen, the editor-in-chief of The Hollywood Reporter. He also said that he felt that, obviously he felt like the Duchess difficult title, that's not new news. That's a name that's trailed Meghan Markle for quite a few years. But he argues what is new is the notion that coming to America, that a lot of those rumors were manufactured by the palace. So the bullying stories manufactured by the palace. And the reporting that we did, he said, suggests that that's probably not true. And we heard that these stories were manufactured by the palace multiple times. We heard that when Prince Harry sat down with Oprah Winfrey's documentary on Apple Plus, The Me You Can't See, and said, prior to the Oprah Winfrey interview, the palace had created this narrative that Meghan was a bully, and he woke up to Meghan crying in her pillow next to him at night because she was so distraught over these allegations. And he specifically says that the institution is colluding with the media when it comes to these reports. We also see him talk about it in Spare a little bit. The consistent theory from Harry and Meghan is that the British media is out to get them, and they're working with the palace to create these unflattering rumors. And the Hollywood Reporter is saying, well, actually, now that you're here in the States, we are finding similar stories. You are difficult to work with. You are considered aggressive. You are considered disrespectful to your employees. So the Hollywood Reporter is saying, maybe your excuse that it's all at this whole time, it's been the institution, AKA the palace, colluding with the British tabloids to make you look bad. The Hollywood Reporter is saying that, actually, we've talked to 12 people that say they might be onto something.
Yeah, I know about this kind of situation. I've been there. I've written a lot of these kind of stories, and I've seen how people react. The smart way to react, if you're in a story and it says something bad about you, and that's true, just back off, shut up, and don't fan the flames. Don't try and lie your way out of it. I'm not saying that Meghan is doing that, but it seems like someone is trying to say that the Hollywood Reporter is telling lies. Now, I don't believe for a second that a respectable publication like that would even think about telling lies. And as you say, Mayor Sheen, the editor-in-chief, it's a really unusual step for someone like him to go onto television to defend his story. 12 people they've spoken to. So whoever contrived to try and discredit this story made a massive mistake, because it is now exploding all over Tinseltown, indeed all over America. And what they've achieved is to make people talk about this story even more and to think it's even more true. So whoever did do this complaint, whoever sort of spoke to the Express, big mistake.
Well, and Rashawn made a very good point when the Access Hollywood tries to defend Meghan a little bit with one of her friends. He said, two things can be true at once. Two things can be possible at once. Harry and Meghan can do good things for the underprivileged, and they also can be horrible bosses. So I think I think we should all acknowledge that that's true. Harry and Meghan can do great things. Invictus Games, great thing. But they also can be really horrible leaders. And attitude reflects leadership, and they've lost 20 so far.
Yeah, exactly. And also this story in the Hollywood Reporter said that they were both very poor decision makers. And frankly, in terms of showbiz, being producers, they don't know what they're doing. Harry's got no experience at all. And what is she? She was a game show hostess who went on to star in a cable TV show. So they don't know what they're doing, and they're bad decision makers. So add that to the bullying claims, which, as I say, are now exploding all over America. And those two are going to find it, I would say now, almost impossible to work in Hollywood. Their showbiz dreams, their ambitions are shattered now, aren't they?
They are. I think that's why we're seeing them lean more into charity. That's why we're seeing them lean into some of these fake royal tours. And we need to figure out what's in it for them. Are Harry and Meghan being paid to show up in Colombia? Are Harry and Meghan being paid to show up certain places? What is in it for Harry and Meghan? Is this a lucrative opportunity for them when they pack their bags and go take all these flashy pictures and videos, playing on bongo drums, whatever, in these foreign countries? Because Hollywood is shutting the door on Harry and Meghan.
It really is. I think it's the end of the line for their showbiz ambitions. They screwed it. They blew it. Let's quickly talk about Harry. He's coming back to Britain. Explain, again, of course, on his own. As I always say, and I think you agree, I don't think Meghan will ever step foot in this country again. She hates us, and pretty much it's us in Britain. She doesn't like this country, thinks we're all racist slave drivers. I don't think she's a racist slave driver, but apart from that, she hates me. Feelings mutual. But he's coming back on his own. What's he up to?
September 30th for the Well Child Awards. We do not anticipate that he will see the king, but perhaps he will. I mean, I don't think that that's a reunion that's going to happen in this particular instance, but he's expected to make an appearance at the Well Child Awards. He's been a patron for years. He really loves this charity, and good for him. But yeah, you know, big question marks around the fact that he continues to visit and Meghan Markle stays behind.
There you go. It's another solo trip. And let's finish off, because I know you watched it last night. A very royal scandal. Another version of the downfall of Prince Andrew when he gave that disastrous interview to Emily Maitlis on the Newsnight programme over here in Britain. We already saw earlier in the year the film version called Scoop. This is the TV drama series on Amazon Prime. How does... well, actually, one review over here in The Independent said this drama makes Andrew look grotesque and horrible. So it's pretty accurate then. What did you make of it? Oh, actually, let's have a quick look.
I'm going to blow this out the water.
Do you regret any of your behaviour or your friendship with Epstein?
Now, still not.
The Queen is in shock. The bottom line is to ensure that this scandal never touches the crown.
So that's Michael Sheen, great actor as Prince Andrew, and Ruth Wilson, another great actor, playing Emily Maitlis. So you watched it last night. Tell us all about it.
I haven't finished it, but what I will tell you is I didn't expect to laugh as much as I did. I love the behind the scenes. As you know, we work in media, so watching these things come together and watching what Emily's concerned about and what's on her mind and how she's being, you know, how people perceive her and how it's bothering her, all of it. I mean, I just think it's so great. I'm really enjoying it. And while Prince Andrew does look absolutely horrible, what a fun character. Like, what a fun character for Michael Sheen to play. I texted you 60 seconds into it saying this is hilarious.
Yeah, but also you told me that in the first, pretty much his first utterance includes the F word, right? Tell someone to F off.
He's just so not serious. You know, in Succession, when Logan tells his kids, "You're not serious," like that. I'm sure that's how the Queen felt dealing with this guy at some point in her life. You know, he's just very playful. Him and Fergie are absolutely obnoxious, and I would be surprised if Fergie didn't sue somebody about who they cast to play her, because it's not a very flattering portrayal. I think Fergie's like a gorgeous woman and very fun. Yeah, I think that, to me, I'm having a blast watching it. I doubt they enjoy it, but I've really enjoyed it so far.
As we discussed the other day, Kinsey, the ultimate joke, the ultimate irony is apparently Prince Andrew was excited about this series, was looking forward to seeing it, and in fact, apparently invited people round for a viewing. I bet he's not that excited anymore, but, you know, once again, a disaster for Prince Andrew, and he fully deserves it, frankly. Kinsey, a pleasure to talk to you. Have a lovely weekend. We'll talk next week.